So I think I was talking about, I just started talking about skincare, and I was just trying to tell everyone that makeup, skincare, it is important. It does make us look good, but it's very important to feel good. Because if you look good and you don't feel good, it's not going to be the same. So I was just trying to let everyone know that please, you know, find even 10, 15 to 30 minutes in your day to do something for yourself, a hobby, spend time with yourself, a self-care session, and do that, inshallah. And I hope that it's something that will give you guys happiness, because happiness is really important in feeling good. I was also giving a tip to everyone about clean pillowcases. It's really important to wash your pillowcase, at least I would say after 2 days, because all the bacteria, the dirt, the oil, it's on our pillowcases. So it's really important that you don't want the bacteria on your skin for any reaction or acne, breakouts. It could also be a part of the bacteria that's on your pillowcase. So I just wanted to give that quick tip to everyone. So make sure that your pillowcases are clean. Another thing is when talking about skincare, I think skincare, it's really important to have a good sunscreen. So there are two types of sunscreen. There's a mineral sunscreen and there's a chemical sunscreen. Chemical sunscreen is actually, it absorbs the UV rays, which is not good for your skin at all. So mineral sunscreen is what blocks the UV rays. And when you are purchasing a sunscreen, it'll say on the bottle if it's mineral. So for example, this right here, this is my sunscreen that I'm using at the moment. And as you can see, it says right here, it says right here on the bottom, mineral fluid, right? So that means it's a mineral sunscreen. I'm using this Avene. It's a really amazing brand that I recommend for, if you guys can take a screenshot. It has really, really nice products. I truly believe in this brand. It's made for sensitive skin. It's got really clean and gentle ingredients, whereas compared to other brands and other ingredients, it's very gentle on the skin, which is what we always want. We want products that are gentle on the skin. For skincare, make sure you have a good sunscreen. SPF 50, SPF 40, you know, try to stay above 30, SPF 30, and sunscreen is something that you do have to reapply throughout the day. You can even get a spray sunscreen, so you can spray it after putting on your makeup. A good moisturizer is really important. The one that I'm using at the moment is also from Avene, and this is called a recovery cream. Although it's not technically a moisturizer, it is a moisturizer, but it's called a recovery cream, which means that it's super, super gentle on the skin. And it's very, very moisturizing, and I definitely recommend that you guys check out this brand. This is the best brand that I've found so far. So I'm going to start. So Avene, you can buy it from Shoppers Drug Mart. It's at Shoppers. I believe you can also purchase it online. I don't think that you have to go to Sephora, or that you have to buy moisturizer serums for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It's definitely not important. Good products. So Avene is a very, I would say, in the middle. It's not too expensive, but it's not super cheap either. You know, it's I think this one is around $29 to $30, which is still pretty good compared to all the brands that we have at Sephora. You don't have to spend a lot of money on sunscreen. Also, I want to begin our makeup session now. So I do already have foundation on my skin. I'm going to do a very a look for you guys that you can wear it, during the day, right? You can wear this to your friend's house, or you can wear it out with your family or your friends if you're going to the mall. And you can also change it up and make it glamorous. So the palette that I'm using for this look is the Morphe palette, and I'm using the 350 matte. I'm using this palette, and I'm also going to be using the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I'm just doing a pretty simple look for you guys, so nothing too crazy. It's just something that you can do easily, right? You can use if you have oily eyelids, right? You can use a eye primer. And the eye primer that I recommend is this Too Faced one. I think it is a little bit pricier. I think it is maybe $30 or $25, around that price range. I personally haven't used a eye primer from a drugstore brand that I like. So I'm gonna just start with my, actually, you know what? I'm gonna talk about foundation first. So foundation, I have 3 different foundation here for you guys at 3 different price points, right? So I have the Maybelline Fit Me, I have NARS, and I have the Dior foundation. So I'm gonna start off with the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. So actually, out of all these 3 foundations, the cheapest one is my favorite. So Maybelline Fit Me is my absolute favorite foundation. I believe it retails for $11.99. And if it's on sale, you can find it for, you can get it for $5.99, which is a killer price, right? The other foundation that I have is the NARS Sheer Glow and Dior Serum Foundation. So I'm gonna start off with talking about the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I think this foundation is super natural, right? So you can make your skin, when you apply this foundation, it just doesn't look like you're wearing makeup at all. You can build it up and you can get a really nice full coverage look, or you can get a very light to medium coverage. The best thing about this foundation is that it covers up all of the blemishes or the scars that you may have, while making the skin look natural, which is always something that you should strive for, is having a natural makeup look. Caking makeup doesn't really look good unless that's something that you like caking makeup, then you can layer it up. But if you like to look natural while you have your makeup on, then definitely I recommend the Maybelline Fit Me. It covers up all the blemishes. You can build it up to a full coverage, and you can also keep it to a light coverage. It's also very, very cheap. The other foundation is the NARS Sheer Glow. This, I believe, retails for $50, I think. And this is also a foundation that is really good. It lasts forever. I could wear this in the morning and it'll still be on my skin by the nighttime. You can build it up. You can give yourself a very, very natural light finish, and you can also do a very full coverage with this foundation. The next foundation that I recommend is the Dior Nude Air foundation. It is a serum foundation. It's very, very light on the skin. Again, it's very natural. You can build it up to a full coverage, and you can also keep a very nice light coverage. The only thing is that I believe it retails for $66 to maybe $70, so it is more expensive. I usually use this foundation if it's like a wedding or an event, because this is a really nice foundation. Out of all 3 foundations, I definitely recommend the Maybelline Fit Me foundation the most, because you're getting a really cheap price and you're getting everything that you could ever need in a foundation. So a BB cream a BB cream basically is very light. So you're not going to be able to cover up your, if you have any blemishes on your skin, you won't be able to do that because BB cream is very, very light. So foundation, if you don't want the foundation makeup look, then you could just wear a BB cream. BB cream is really good for an everyday makeup look. You know, if you don't want to wear too much makeup, or if it's summer, you can just wear BB cream and go out. So I'm gonna start off my eye makeup look right now for you guys. And again, so for the primer, I recommend the Too Faced primer, or you can also get the Urban Decay eye primer. It is the only two eye primers that I trust. Other than that, I don't really trust other eye primers. They are a little bit pricier, but you're getting what you're paying for. So it's a really, really good eye primer. I'm going to start off with a blending brush. I'm using, so this is what a blending brush looks like. It's usually it's very fluffy. Well, not usually, but a blending brush is very fluffy. It's round and fluffy. So this is a blending brush. And I always like to use a nice brown shade for my transition color. Basically what a transition color does is, it deepens up the crease. So it highlights the crease here. And this is where you apply your transition shade. So I like to always get a little bit on my brush and tap off the excess. So I don't want a lot to go on my eye. You can always build up an eyeshadow, but if you put on a lot, you're not gonna be able to lighten it. So always start with little. So I'm going to apply this right here in my crease. And I like to kind of drag it out right till, and I like to blend this out pretty nicely into my brow bone. So this is your transition shade. So see how it just warms up my crease, it warms up my eye, and it also defines my crease, right? So that's what you're going for. You're warming up your eye. And I bring it all the way down till here. And you blend it into your brow bone. But you don't want to go all the way up. You want to stay close to your brow bone. Okay, it's just like that. And right after that, I would like to go in for my eyelid shade. So the color that I'm going to be using for my eyelid is this shade right here. So something that's really close to your skin tone. If you're doing a natural everyday makeup look, is you want to just get an eyeshadow, a matte eyeshadow that's it's very close to your skin tone or your skin tone. So that way it doesn't look like you have any eyeshadow on, which is a great trick. Because at the end you end up looking really clean. So I am just going to apply this all over my lid. And I'm using an angled eyeshadow brush for this. And I'm applying this all over my lid. Just like that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to deepen up my crease a little bit more. So this was my transition shade. I'm going a little darker now. So like maybe 2-3 shades darker than my transition shade. And I'm going to apply this in my inner corners, outer corners, not inner corners, sorry. So outer corner right here into my crease. And I'm going to drag it, not all the way down like I did with my transition shade, but I'm going to drag it just up till right here. Just till the middle. And I'm going to blend this in with my transition shade. Now you don't want any harsh lines, so you want to make sure that you're blending properly. So my mirror is right here, so I'm just going to be looking there. And you want to blend this in. So basically, a little darker color than your transition shade, it instantly adds more depth to your eye. So this is just a transition shade, but this is with a couple shade darker. It looks, see how much depth it just gave me? It gave my eye and made it look much more defined. That's what this shade does. And I could also go back with my transition shade that I use, which you want to use a nice warm brown for your transition shade. And I'm applying my transition shade on top of that one to make it even more softer. And I'm blending this in. So this look right here is a very natural look. Now I could honestly just stop here for my eye makeup look. One thing you want to do is you always want to highlight your brow bone. So I like to use a nice highlight color. So I could just go in with the lightest shade to highlight my brow bone with. Again, I'm going back with my eyeshadow brush. And I'm grabbing the lightest shade. And I'm just applying this on my brow bone. Now this will highlight my brow bone here, and it's going to make my eyebrows look more defined. And I could go back in with my transition shade and blend a little bit more, just so there are no harsh lines when I applied my highlight shade, right? And you also want to highlight. I like to use a nice thin brush for this, and going back to my highlighting shade. Now this look is very natural, and I like to apply this right in my inner corners and kind of drag it a little bit. Now make sure when you're highlighting your inner corners, you're using a very light pressure. You don't want to press too hard. That way the eyeshadow looks the most, it looks really nice. Just applying really light pressure. And I like to just drag it, and it already looks so nice. Okay, and I like to also bring this down a little bit on the bottom in a corner. It really wakens up your eyes, which is the best part about this. It just wakes it up and makes your eyes look more open, right? And I like to then grab this is called, I think it's called a buffer brush. So it's nice, it's very, it's narrow. So I like to go back with my transition shade. And I just like to apply this on my lower lash line. This eye look is good for all eye shapes, even if you have hooded eyes. You just have to make sure you're using less product. Okay, and this is it. It's a very, very natural look. You can wear this to the mall, to a dinner, anywhere. But I also have a way to glam up this look. So that's what I'm going to be showing you on this eye, is how to make this look more glamorous. So I already have my transition shade on this eye, right? So the brown shade that we used. So this is my transition. I'm going back in with a few shades darker brown. And I'm going to, again, apply this in my crease to define my crease a little bit more. And I'm only going to drag this to the middle, not more. And I'm going to blend this in with my transition shade. Okay. And now I'm gonna go in with a gold eyeshadow. So now this look you can wear with any outfit. Um, it's also a look that you can also wear daytime and you can also wear at nighttime. So sorry, please don't mind my eyeshadow palette. I know it's been used a lot. So I'm going in with this gold, champagne gold color. You can honestly use any color for this. And I'm going to just use my finger. So if you're applying a glitter eyeshadow, I recommend that you use your finger rather than the brush, because it always it's always a little bit more pigmented when you're using your finger. So I'm going to just apply this on my lid. I'm bringing it in, and I'm going to apply it all over my eyelid. Right, this looks really nice. Make sure you get to the bottom as close as possible to your lash line, especially if you're not wearing eyeliner. So I'm gonna go back in with my Morphe 350 matte palette, and I'm going to just quickly blend in my my eyelid color with my transition color. So I'm gonna just go in again with my on my crease with my blending brush, just like that. And I'm going to smoke it out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is the color that I used on my crease, I'm going to also use this in my outer corner in a V shape. So I'll show you. Always make sure to tap off the axis. You can use your, so I'm going in with with a V shape. So see that? So a little bit here on the bottom, and then on my crease. So this is a V shape now. And I'm going to blend in circular motion, just like that. And make sure you're using light pressure for this. I'm going to go in again with a little bit darker than this color to really smoke it out. Now you could, if you like a very soft glam, you could just leave it like this. But if you want a little bit more drama, then you can go in with your darker brown shade. I can also even grab a little bit of this color as well. Tap off the axis and go back in with the V shape. So and then you blend in circular motion. So very light pressure and just in nice circular motion. And this is it. It's a very glamorous look, and it's also very simple to do. It's very, very easy. All you need is a blending brush. Now I'm going to highlight my inner corners. So I'm going to, honestly, I could also just use the gold champagne color that I used all over my lid. So I can just use this one. And apply this in my inner corners. Just like this. You don't want your inner corners to look too sharp, so make sure you're not using too much product. Just keeping it very light. And you blend it in. And I'm gonna go back with my narrow brush. It's called a buffer. And I'm going to, again, I'm just going to apply the transition shade under my lash line. Okay. And I'm going to take the this color right here, which was a darker color, and I'm only going to apply this on the corner. Okay, and that's it. And so if I have any extra eyeshadow left on the brush, I'm just gonna wipe it down. You always make sure you have a paper towel when you're doing your eyeshadow. You always wanna make sure that you get rid of the color that you were using previously and you wipe it off. And so then you can use, and then use the next color. Or else it's gonna be like a different color and it's not gonna look as clean. I'm gonna go in with the darker color that I applied on my lid. And I'm just going to apply this in my inner corner, just to make sure that it matches. And this is going to also add a little bit more drama in your look. It looks really, really pretty. And it's very simple and very easy. I use a transition shade, and then I used 2-3 shades darker color than my transition shade. Again, to define my crease, a glitter eyeshadow all over my lid. And then again, I went in with a darker color, and another color that I went for was a color that was darker than that. So it's a very simple look that honestly anyone can do, even if you don't wear makeup a lot, you don't know much about smoky eyes. This is very, very simple. I hope this was pretty. I hope I explained it in a more simple way and didn't confuse you guys. Again, so now we cannot forget to highlight the brow bone. That really makes the whole look come together. So to highlight the brow bone, I'm using, again, the same shade from my Morphe palette, the lightest shade for my highlight, which is this shade right here. You can also use a light shimmer shade. You just have to make sure that it's lighter, it's a light shade. And I like to honestly kind of drag it all the way down because it just defines my eyebrows even more. So this is a really nice and easy tutorial. So here I have a sort of like a party makeup look, and this is like an everyday makeup look. Okay. Next thing I want to show you guys is how to apply concealer. It's very, very important to know how to apply concealer properly. If you do have dark circles, I have dark circles. I like to apply, I like to use a color corrector. So if you have dark circles, then you want to go ahead and use a pink color under your eyes, this pink shade right here. So I already have the color corrector on under my eyes. So this one is from NYX. So you don't have to go to Sephora and buy a super expensive one. This one works just fine. I do think that it's around $14. So you're getting the whole color corrector kit. So this color right here, if you have any redness on your skin, the green shade will color correct that. So if you have any pimples, red pimples or any redness on your skin, you can just take the green color and you can just apply it on your pimples or any redness that you have on your skin, and this will take care of that. The pink shade is for your under eyes. And green is for any hyperpigmentation that you have. If you want to lighten up anything on your face, you have dark spots. So for example, some people have hyperpigmentation around their skin, around their mouth. So you want to go in with this purple shade right here. And this purple shade will take care of that. And then you have the brown, this shade, it's good for contouring or anything like that. This is a good shade for highlighting, and this is kind of like all in one. So for red birthmark, okay, so for red, I would honestly just go in with the green one, because this one covers up all the redness. So if you have any pimples or any redness on your skin, you would just need to apply this green color on top and then blend this out pretty well with your beauty blender. So you blend it out and then you apply your foundation on top of that. So this green one would be for redness. The color corrector, it's from NYX. It's called the Color Correcting Concealer. It's a kit. You can find this at Shoppers Drug Mart. You can find this at the NYX store. I believe they have a few. They have few NYX stores in Toronto, but you can definitely find this at Shoppers Drug Mart. Okay, so I'm just going to demonstrate and show you guys how I apply the pink color corrector under my eyes. This is for dark circles. I feel like everyone kind of has, they have darkness under their eyes no matter what. Like everyone have dark circles. So you also, if you don't apply, if you have darkness under your eyes and you don't color correct, and you just apply concealer right away, your under eyes are going to look gray because your concealer is not going to be able to cancel out the darkness, right? So it's really important to always apply color corrector before you apply your concealer. So I'm going to use the pink color under my eyes and just blend it out. Right, and then after that, I'm going to apply my concealer. I also have 3 concealers here that I really like. And there are 3 different, they are different price points as well. So this one, again, is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. Now, this brand, this particular line, Fit Me, it's so amazing. Even the concealer is really, really good. Again, it's very inexpensive. It's not pricey at all. The Maybelline Fit Me Concealer is absolutely amazing concealer. It's full coverage. It'll cover everything up. If you want more coverage, you can layer a little bit, layer more on. The next concealer that I really like is a NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer. If I were to put my concealers in order from my most favorite to my least favorite, it would look kind of like this. So the first one would be the Maybelline Fit Me, the Too Faced, and then the NARS. The NARS can be a little bit more drier. If you have dry skin, I would probably go for these 2. If you have oilier skin, then I would go for the NARS Creamy Radiant, but it's also full coverage. It'll cover everything up, and it's a very, very good concealer. The next concealer that I'm going to talk about is a Too Faced Born This Way concealer. Oh my goodness. This concealer, I think, is just on the top of my list of all concealers. This is a full coverage concealer, so you honestly just need a little bit, like the tiniest amount, and it'll cover everything perfectly. It stays put. It doesn't crease at all. It's a very, very, very amazing concealer. So Too Faced and Maybelline Fit Me is more on the lighter coverage. But if that's something that you like, you don't like a cakey look, definitely go for this concealer. And especially if you are new in makeup, I would maybe recommend not using this one right away. Do a little bit do more practice with this one, and then go with this one, because this one is a little bit tricky. A little bit goes a long way. This one is also very hydrating, so if you have dry skin, you'll be fine. So I'm actually going to be using this concealer to show you guys how I apply concealer. Now, a lot of influencers or a lot of makeup artists on YouTube, this is how they apply their concealer. And this is the wrong way to apply concealer. So I just want to show you guys real quick. So what they do is they make a triangle. Sorry, I'm just gonna have a sip of water. And I applied too much on right now. This is not how you want to apply concealer. The correct way to apply concealer is to apply a little bit in your inner corner right here, and a little bit right over here. This is how you want to apply your concealer, not like this. So I'm going to blend this one out and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so when you're blending your concealer, you want to go all the way up, and I like to kind of go in on my forehead a little bit around my eyebrows. So this is what this looks like. Now I'm going to blend this part out, this side out. So first what I do is I like to blend this part, the inner corners, and then I blend the outer corners out. And then I'm just gonna go in and blend the whole thing out. I'm going to take a little bit more concealer, and I'm going to put this on the side of my nose, right here, just 3 dots, very light, and blend this out. Now you tell me what side looks better. This one looks like it's dropping, right? This one looks nice and lifted, but this one just looks like it's dropping. It just, concealer, it just changes your face shape. This one, it just looks like my cheeks are really, really fat. It just doesn't look good, but this one looks really nice and lifted. And this is like, it's crazy what even the way you apply your concealer can change up your face shape completely. I hope, like, are you guys able to tell the difference in the camera? Because I can tell the difference here. Just give me a
big difference, definitely.
Difference, right? You can see that
nice and perfect look आ रही है जो थोड़ा लगाया ना इधर left side.
This one just looks lifted.
Yeah, it's a lifted. Yeah.
So that's what you want. You want a lifted look. This one does not look lifted at all.
Yeah, also it's a look like a rough look too.
Yes. So this is a really clean way to apply concealer. A little bit in your inner corners, a little bit on your outer corners. You blend out the inner corner first, then you blend out the outer corner, and then you just go dab in the middle. The Access product goes in the middle. I just put in 3 dots on the side of my nose, and I blended that out, right? And that's also a great way to contour your nose, is applying a little bit of concealer on your outer, on the side of your nose, right? Because when you apply concealer on the side of your nose, it kind of blends in with your face, making your nose look smaller. So this is, I really wanted to teach this trick to you guys. It's very important to apply your concealer this way for a nice lifted, youthful look. Now I'm going to show you guys how I contour my nose. Contouring your nose, it is a little bit trickier because it really depends on your nose shape. So I like to use a nice fluffy brush for this. This is also a blending brush. And the bronzer that I use for my nose contour, I use the Too Faced one. I think it's a really good bronzer. I use it specifically just for my nose contouring. Some people do like to do cream contour. Personally, for me, I like to do powder contouring for my nose. If you have oily skin, definitely stay away from cream contouring. Creamy products, stay away from it because it will make your skin more oilier. If you have dry skin, you can do cream contour, but powder contour it just works well for everyone. So I like to pinch my brush because it is a little fluffy, and I just like to go on the side of my nose. And I like to do a pretty natural nose contour. I don't like to do like the crazy nose contour that you'll see some girls do. I like to keep my nose pretty natural. But if you do want to do a crazy nose contour, actually, I want to show you guys something first before I blend this out. Make sure to highlight your nose first. So you can apply a little bit of concealer in the middle on your forehead, around your eyebrows. And if you have a small forehead, then you can apply lots of concealer here. This is highlighting. But if you have a bigger forehead like me, I have a pretty big forehead, I like to just apply a little bit. So if you have a small forehead, then you can apply a lot more to make your forehead stand out a little bit more. But if you have a bigger forehead like me, then just keep the highlight small, because you don't want your forehead to, you don't want to bring your forehead too much out. So first you will highlight. Before you contour your nose, you want to highlight your nose first. All right, so it's nice and highlighted now. Now I can do my contouring. So I'll just grab my brush, my fluffy brush. I like to pinch it. Make sure there's nothing on your brush. I like to go over my natural contour of my nose. And I like to apply a little bit here on the bottom to create some shadow, to lift my nose, and then natural contours of my nose. And I like to bring it all the way to my eyebrows. Just like that. And then I go in with my beauty blender again. So obviously this is such a harsh line. You do not want to go out like this. So I just take my beauty blender and I just blend this out with my beauty blender. I soften up the lines. I soften up the product that I put on my nose. And I just apply it like this. You're just softening up the lines. And look how soft this looks. It looks very natural, like it's my own nose. You know, makeup is all about defining and enhancing your features. And then another great trick that you can use is you can grab some translucent powder. I am using Laura Mercier, but also Fit Me has a translucent powder as well that's really good, and you can use that as well. So I'm just loading up some powder on my beauty blender. You can use a brush as well if you like. And I'm just going to apply this on the side of my nose. Now you want to stay as closer as possible to where, you know, your nose starts to curve. You want to stay close to that line. And make sure that your nose, you know, that this side isn't too far up than this side, to make sure it's the same on both sides. And I'm just going to leave this on the side of my nose for maybe 50 to 60 seconds, a minute. And while I wait for that, I'm going to contour. So the contour that I use for my cheeks is the Hourglass bronzer. This is pricey. So honestly, you can just use the one contour that you use for your nose. You can use that for your cheeks as well. I just really like to use this contour, this bronzer, because it works really well for my skin tone. And I really like it. So I'm just grabbing, you can honestly just grab any brush. Some people do like to use a angled brush for contouring. Unfortunately, I don't have an angled brush on me right now. I just have this brush, and this brush works perfect for contouring my cheeks. So I'm not too crazy about having different brushes for everything. I think one brush can honestly just work for everything. Again, it's kind of like a marketing tactic. They want you to buy lots of brushes. So you can see where my cheekbones, my natural cheekbone line is, right? So it's kind of like the highest point of your ear. You want to come down. Some people will contour like this. You don't want this. You want it to be angled. You want it to be coming down from the top. So this is what I like to do. Because you want to lift. You want a nice lift. So your cheek contour should always be coming down in an angle, never straight. And try to make it so right where my ear starts, go from there. Not too high, not too low. Right there. And I like to kind of drag it a little bit all the way to my forehead. I don't like to use whatever product that I have left on my brush. That's what I kind of like to use on my forehead. I don't go back in for more product. Again, I'm going to show you here. So this is where my ear kind of starts, right? So I'm just going to go in, just follow that, and bring my contour in an angle. And whatever product I have left, I'm just going to drag that upwards to my forehead. And that's it. This is how you contour your cheeks. It's very simple and easy. Just make sure you're lifting it up. You're going upwards. And you can also contour your jawline. So this is how I like to contour my jawline. You don't want to be contouring your, like on top of your cheek. You want to start from here, from the bottom, and contour like this. Like this part that I have, this is what I like to contour. Like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with a clean brush. You want to make sure it's a clean brush. And you want to dust off the translucent powder that you applied. Now make sure you're using really light pressure to dust it off. You're not aggressive with your brush at all. Very light pressure. Now that just makes my nose so much narrow, so much skinnier. It defines my nose, and this is a really easy way to contour your nose. I could go back in with the brush that I have. I still have my my bronzer on, and I could just define this a little bit more, but you really don't need to. So this is nose contouring, and then you can also go back in with your translucent powder, and you can just take some, and you can apply it right under your cheek contour, cheekbones, and you can bring it all the way in, to be honest, in a curve. So this is also highlighting. It's all about highlighting and putting highlights in certain parts of your face and darkening some parts of your face. Like putting shadow on some parts of your face. Now, if I put shadow right, if I highlight right this part of my face, my cheek contour is going to pop out even more. Make sure that this is balanced, that this is not too far up and this is not too far down. It's at the same spot. And going back in with my clean brush, I can dust it off. I don't like to leave this on for too long, like for my nose contour. I like to dust it off right away. And again, using minimal pressure. You don't want to be too aggressive with it because it could ruin your foundation. All right, so this is pretty much it for your cheek contouring. Again, the next thing you want to do is blush. Now, blush is very important. I think blush is probably, if I had to pick 3 makeup products, I would go for concealer, blush, and mascara. Blush is that important. Blush makes your skin, your face look very fresh. It makes your skin and your face look youthful. I'm using, sorry, one second. I'm using a cream blush. I feel like cream blush lasts a lot longer than just powder blush. So this is why I invested in this brand. It's called Posas, and it's a very clean brand. So which is why I bought this blush. This blush is pretty expensive. It does retail for like $40. For blush, I recommend using Becca. Becca blushes last really, really long. So I just like to take a little bit of my blush, my pink color, and I like to apply in the middle, apples of your cheeks. And a lot of people, what they do is they apply blush like this. They go, I will show you guys what I'm talking about. So some people, they drag it up on their cheekbone, and this is what they do. Now, if you have a wider face, so like for example, for me, I have a pretty wide face, I can't do this. If I do this, my face is going to look even bigger, wider. If you have a skinny, like narrower face, then you can do this and your face will look more wide. Yeah. But if you have a wide face like I do, then I would just apply blush on the apples of my cheek and leave it there. This way my face won't look too wide. So this is a trick. Again, if you have a skinny face, if you have a narrower face, if you have oval shaped face, then you can go ahead and apply your blush like this. But if you have a pretty wide face, square, round, heart shape, then you can then apply your blush like this in the apples of your cheek. So now we're pretty much done. I have highlighter left. So for highlighter, I'm using this highlighter that my mom gave me, but Becca has really good highlighters. NYX has really good highlighters. You know, drugstore brand makeup is pretty good, so you definitely don't have to go Sephora and invest in like crazy amounts of money. It's really up to your budget. I'm going to take I'm using this, what kind of brush is this? It's kind of like a angled brush. It's pretty fluffy. And I'm just going to apply the highlighter at the highest point of my cheekbone. And if you want to wear highlighter and you want to leave it pretty, if you want a natural look, but you also want to wear highlighter, then just apply highlighter right over here, just the highest point of your cheekbone. But if you do want some drama and you do want a pretty glamorous look, then you can apply your highlighter all the way and bring it all the way down here and apply a little bit on your forehead and bring it down. Forehead, we're right on top of your eyebrows, and bring it down for a little bit more, to keep it more glamorous. Another tip that I want to give you for blush. Blush always airs out, it fades away over time. So when I am going out, I do like to apply my blush a little bit darker, because by the time I'm gonna get to the place where I'm supposed to be, it'll fade away already. So as you can see, I do have my blush on pretty dark. It's just because it's gonna air out. So by the time I'm at where I'm supposed to be, whether it's a dinner party or it's an event, by the time you reach there, the blush will fade away a little bit, so you can apply your blush a little bit darker at home. If you do have a big nose, you know, then I would recommend to not apply highlighter on your nose, because you don't want to bring it out even more. Like for example, for me, I don't like to apply highlighter on my nose, but if you have a really nice skinny nose, then you can go ahead and apply some highlighter on the tip of your nose, like that, and a little bit on the bridge of your nose. But this is only if you have if you only have a skinnier nose, then you can go ahead and do this. But if not, Don't do it. I don't apply highlighter on my nose, even though I don't have a big, like I don't have a pretty big nose. I just feel like it really brings my nose out a lot, so I don't like to apply highlighter on my nose at all. And this is pretty much it. I don't know where my eyeliner is. I think my mom has my eyeliner. I'm just going to apply mascara on my bottom lashes. Would you guys like to see eyeliner as well?
Yes, Zarbia.
Yeah, okay. I will just have to go quickly and grab my eyeliner. I don't know where it's in my mom's bag.
Yeah, sure.
I can go and do that.
Okay.
One thing I'm gonna tell you guys before I do that. Where is it? Okay, so if you guys have smaller, small eyes, then I recommend applying a nude eye pencil on your bottom lash line. So I will show you, it really opens up the eye. It makes your eye look bigger. So I'm just gonna show you. So I just applied this nude liner, and it just opens up my eye even more. I don't know if you guys can notice it. This is a really good trick if you have smaller eyes and you want your eyes to look a little bit bigger. This will do just that. I definitely don't recommend using black liner in your lash line if you do have smaller eyes and you want your eyes to look bigger, because with what a black liner does is it makes your eyes look smaller, and I can definitely show you guys that on this eye. It'll just make my eyes look a little bit more smaller. I do have pretty big eyes, so I hope that it shows. Okay, see how this eye looks bigger than this eye? This eye looks more smaller. Oh my God, it looks creepy, but let me. Okay, so this side looks very open. My eyes look bigger, but this side, my eyes look smaller. Do you guys notice it? Okay, I'm going to quickly go bring the eyeliner. Just give me 2 seconds and I'll be right back.
कैसा लग रहा है सबको सेशन ज़र्बिया के आने तक?
All right,
Very interesting.
I am back. Okay, so my eyes are definitely creeping me out because this one is looking way bigger than the other one. Okay, so eyeliner, you have to apply your eyeliner according to your eye shape, right? So
already बहुत बड़ी आंखें हैं माशाल्लाह. So pretty, beautiful.
So now, if you have big eyes, you generally speaking, you're not gonna struggle too much with eyeliner, because any type of eyeliner look is gonna look good, right? So typically for me, I don't really have to struggle with eyeliner that much. I can just do any shape and it'll look fine. If you do have hooded eyes, then you wanna be you wanna apply your eyeliner as thin as possible. You can do a cat eye, but with hooded eyes, it's very tricky. So if you have hooded eyes, just keep it thin and keep it very, don't bring it out too much, because it's really tricky to work with hooded eyes with eyeliner. So what I like to do, and this one works for most eye shapes, I like to keep my eyeliner really thin in the front, in the inner corner. So I'm just gonna grab my mirror here. So very thin. But as you can see, right where my eyes start to drop, right? So at this point, where my eye is now starting to drop, I'm going to bring it up. I'm gonna start taking the line upwards where my eye is dropping. The reason why we do that is we definitely, because we want to lift up our eyes and not drop them, because you don't want to look like you have, your eyes are dropping. And that's it. Wherever you see your eyes starting to drop, so you bring a very thin line up till there, as close as possible to your lash line. And then wherever your eye is starting to drop, you take the line and you take it upwards. So it's very simple. It'll require practice, and I'll show you again on this side. So you start you stay as close as possible to the lash line, very thin liner. Stay super close and very thin. Now, as you can see, that my eye is starting to drop right here. It's going downwards. I'm going to bring it upwards from there. Oops. It's a little hard to apply eyeliner looking in the webcam. There you go. And then you just bring it out from here. You connect the both lines and you just fill it in. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly fill it in. And that's it. It definitely requires practice. Eyeliner comes with practice. So this kind of concludes the look. I'm going to finish my look with a lipstick. I'm just gonna grab a lip liner. Eyeliner, honestly, don't buy eyeliner from Sephora. Get a drugstore eyeliner. I'm using L'Oreal. L'Oreal has really good pen liner, and this one is also my favorite. It's very easy to use. It's a very thin, it's very thin, so it's really easy to apply and use. If you have thin lips and you want your lips to look bigger, I have a pretty full bottom lip. I do have a thinner top lip, but it doesn't really bother me. But if you like a more fuller lip, then you have to overline a little bit. So how I would overline is go a little bottom Yeah, I would really, I'm gonna take a sip of water. Take a sip. So the best way to overline is to just your outer corners. And I like to blend my lip liner with my finger so it doesn't look too sharp when I apply my lipstick. And I'm just using a lip tint today. And there you go. Two different people. Okay. So everyone, this kind of concludes our makeup look for today. If you have any questions, please ask me. Also, one thing I am going to say, the last thing, give me 1 second, my powder just fell. So you should also set your under eyes. So when you apply concealer, you can take your translucent powder. So I just take my translucent powder in its cap, right? And then I like to just dust it off. So I have very less product. I don't like to use a lot on my under eyes because it can just look really cakey. So just apply under your eyes so that way your concealer stays put for the rest of the day. A little bit powder under your concealer, under your eyes, so that your concealer stays put for the rest of the day. And this is it. Okay. If you have any questions, please ask me. And thank you everyone for the for all the compliments.
Thank you so much, Zarbia, for detailed tutorial. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
And things I learned today again.
I try to keep it.
I love to see you every time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sometimes फोरा करती हूँ और ज़रबिया को कॉल करती हूँ, ज़रबिया मुझे बताओ क्या लूँ. हमेशा ही मुझे हेल्प करती है.
Of course, I'm honestly, I want to help all of you guys. Anytime you guys have any question, you can message me, and I will 100% help every single time.
अगर किसी को पार्टी मेकअप कराना है या कोई ब्राइडल का भी कुछ भी करना है तो वो आप अपॉइंटमेंट ले सकते हो. आप अपना ड्रॉप कर देना नंबर चैट बॉक्स में और मैं अपने ग्रुप में भी शेयर कर दूंगी.
Yeah, if you guys
you were amazing, Zarbia, but I have put a question in the chat box if you see that.
Of course. Just give me 1 second.
I'll say it if you want. Like, I just wanted to know because I love eyeshadows actually. So, if you have any suggestions about using greens and blues and purples, because I love those colors on my eyes.
Okay. So for green, for purples, there are very, you definitely, if you want a more intricate eye makeup look, right? Transition shade is very important. Is a shade, remember the warm shade that I used on my crease?
Okay.
Make sure that you have a transition shade on when you are applying colors, because you want to be able to, because if you just apply, for example, just one purple eyeshadow, right? It's not gonna look too special. It's just purple eyeshadow. It's not gonna be wow, right? If you, for example, I can show you 1 second. I can show you right now. Okay. So I have this Huda Beauty purple eyeshadow kit right here. So it's mainly just purples, right? So the way I would use this this eyeshadow is, for example, if I'm going to be using this color on my lid, right? For example, this is the color, right?
Okay.
I would apply some what's it called? Transition shade, and I would apply this on my lid. Then I would take in this color right here, which is a purple color. And I would, again, you remember how I brought in the darker color? So
Yeah.
Right? Then I would take this light color, that's light purple. It's gonna go really well with this color, and I'm gonna apply it a little bit on my crease. And I'm gonna go in with the darkest shade after that. And I'm gonna put it in my outer corners to give it a nice smoky look. Right? It's a very easy way to apply it purple, but you're gonna be making it look really as if you put in a lot of effort when really you just use a couple, only a few colors, right? There's also this color right here that would also work really well in your crease and also your outer corners. And you can do any glitter on your lid.
So I have the Huda one, the Huda eye color kit with me. I use that. I don't know. How do you find it?
Sorry, which kit do you have from Huda?
Huda.
Yeah, which one is it?
I don't remember the name. I'll have to go and check. I mean, it has got multiple eye shades, eyeshadows, colors.
Okay.
And I find them really beautiful.
So, I mean, for eyeshadows, it's really just one simple rule that you're going to be applying to almost every look that you do. You got to have your transition color. You got to have your lip color. You got to have if you're smoking your eyeshadow out like I did here, you got to go in with a couple shades darker and you're just going to smoke it out. And it's all about blending. So make sure you're using light pressure. You're going in circular motion and you're blending in with your outer corner, the eyeshadow that you apply in your outer corner with your eyelid color. So it's all about blending all these colors in together. You have to make sure that they all go together. For example, if I'm going for a warmer look, I'm not going to be using colder colors on my eye, right? If I'm going for a more colder, more darker look, I'm going to stay in that color range, right?
So, I mean, the color of the dress does not matter as far as your eye shadow is concerned, right? This is what you're trying to...
It doesn't matter, but it shouldn't clash either. So usually if you're going for a bold eye makeup look, you should always keep your lips neutral. If you're going for a bold lip color, then you should keep your eye color neutral, right? So you shouldn't do too much on your eyes. If you're using, like, for example, a red lipstick, then you shouldn't go and apply like green on your eyes, right? So you want to keep it nice and balanced so it doesn't look like you have too much going on your face.
Okay, thank you. And you are amazing.
Thank you. You guys are so wonderful either. Thank you so much. Everyone was so nice and quiet, even though a lot happened today. Everyone dealt with it really nice. I could also link my my Facebook page in the chat box right now, and you guys can check out my makeup page. Are there any other questions?
भी कर देना, हमारा जो WhatsApp का ग्रुप है मैं उसमें भी शेयर कर दूंगी. आप यहाँ पे भी लिख सकते हो, मुझे सेपरेट मैसेज भी कर देना.
Okay, for sure I can do that. I just want to make sure I get all the questions in.
Hi, I had a question. Which highlighter did you use earlier?
So the highlighter that I use, it's actually, it's not really a company. I got it, my mom got it from her school. So my mom went to she's an, sorry, give me 1 second. I'm just getting distracted. Okay, I just put in the link in the chat box. So she got this from her school, and there's no brand. It's just what the school gave her. Okay. So unfortunately, I can't really.
Is there any that you recommend?
Becca. I recommend Becca for highlighter. Champagne Pop. It is like their most famous color. Also, I recommend Anastasia Beverly Hills. They have the highlight glow kit. I think that's what it's called. I recommend that one too.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I love your makeup.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So sweet.
Do you provide some one-on-one sessions?
Yeah, I can definitely do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the best way to connect with you?
You can connect with me through my Facebook page.
Okay.
You can also private message me on my Facebook, but the only issue with that is I may not be able to see it, but I always get a notification if anyone messages me on my Facebook page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Makeup by Zarbia. Yeah, I can definitely do one-on-one makeup lesson with you guys, and I can teach you makeup based on your face, your features, right? Because I have worked with almost every different type of feature, so I kind of know what to do with what type of feature. So I can give you a full lesson just based on your features.
Thank you. Good to know.
Yeah. Any other questions? I think I've seen some. Any brown eyeliner, is it better to use brown than black for darker skin? No. Well, it depends on what type of makeup look you're going for, right? So if you're going for a really natural look, you can use brown eyeliner. I have used brown eyeliner before too, but brown eyeliner won't really stand out on darker skin. So for darker skin, definitely go with the black eyeliner. You can use, for example, if you don't want a too dramatic look, you can just use a eye pencil and you can just smudge it out a little bit to make it look really natural. So that's just one way to make eyeliner look natural or make it seem like you don't have any eyeliner on, is to just smudge it out.
Thank you so much for the detail.
No problem. Any other questions?
It was much needed session. Thank you very much for sharing.
No problem. I know that times are really hard and some of us are still stuck inside. You know, most of us, I think, have come out of quarantine. But honestly, just make sure that although makeup and skincare is really important, just make sure you're feeling good on the inside. You're finding time for yourself. You're doing things for yourself. Keeping a hobby, really, really important. And again, make sure that I mentioned earlier, right in the beginning of our first session, is to the only way to hydrate your skin is by eating green vegetables, like all the green veggies. There is like a misconception, I guess, with drinking lots of water to hydrate your skin. What happens is when you're drinking water, it just goes into your system and just comes out. Like, you know, if we drink water, we pee like after 20-30 minutes, right? So that the water that we drink doesn't really do much for us. Water does clean us out, but in order to stay hydrated, make sure you're eating your veggies, like for example, cucumbers, any green veggies, lettuce. It's got lots of water in it to keep us hydrated. So make sure you're doing that. And just taking care of your skin. Make sure you wash your face every night before you go to bed and put on your moisturizer and your eye cream. Just make sure you're washing your face. So don't take any dirt on bacteria to bed with you. So
I really like that idea to change or wash the pillow covers.
yes, that's very, very important. Very important. I don't think we do that very much, right? So yeah. All the bacteria, all the dirt, all the oil, it stays on our pillowcases, and we should wash our pillowcases frequently. I recommend washing it every 2 days, after every 2 days. Hannah just said she slept with makeup on yesterday because I forgot after such a long time wearing it, so I woke up with black eyes. Oh my goodness. I'm crying for your skin. The worst thing you can do is sleep with makeup on because it clogs your pores, breakouts, just all bad things happen in sleep when you have makeup on, when you sleep with makeup on. So make sure you wash your face and you always go to bed with moisturizer on. One thing, it's a very, very important tip, is if you want to, if you don't want premature wrinkles, or if you do want to prevent wrinkles, or if you do have wrinkles right now and you want to prevent more wrinkles from coming, make sure you're moisturizing your skin, because wrinkles, the reason why we get wrinkles is, one reason is aging, obviously. The second reason is that we are not moisturizing our skin. So dry skin is like, attracts wrinkles like no tomorrow. So make sure you're moisturizing your skin every single day and every single night. So just the last few words of wisdom.
Yes. Okay. So it's now time to go. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming.
Yeah.
Once again, I apologize for any unpleasant incident.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It was very unfortunate, but it was meant to happen. And just to remember that there are people out there who have nothing better to do with their lives. They're over here, they're very pathetic, they're very bored, they are very unhappy people. And all they want to do is disturb other people and their peace. So just keeping that in mind, we just need to move forward now and just leave that in the past.
Yeah.
I guess I missed it, whatever it was.
It's okay. You're lucky that
First time ever happened in we are doing Uzma since March. जब से कोविड शुरू हुआ हम तो तब से ही कर रहे हैं ऑनलाइन प्रोग्राम.
That's okay. Yeah. Now people, they are looking at beautiful pictures on our flyers that they know and you know. Mashallah.
I think that I really hope that it wasn't someone from the group. I think it was like a random person just punching in random Zoom IDs, and actually that's really famous. It's really popular. People are doing that. They're going in random Zoom calls and they're disturbing everyone. It's a very common thing, so just make sure to always have private meetings for everyone that's here. If you ever have a Zoom call with anyone, just make sure it's private.
Yeah. Private, password. Also, so there are some attending some Zoom meeting. They are asking host asking us without host permission. They can't join.
Yeah, but with host permission. Okay, we will have a debriefing.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for.
Okay, thank you. Bye, everyone.
I put my makeup page in the chat box, so if you guys can like my makeup page, and you can message me there anytime. I'll be posting up looks, makeup tutorials on my makeup page, so please like my page. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Zarbia.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Take care.